So apparently Jayden Daniels and Malik Nabers, they had a talking to because they talked about having some $10,000 bet on who was going to win Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And since then, they've come out and said that they understand gambling and they understand the policy against gambling, and so there will be no bet with each other.
Were you listening to Up on Game on Saturday?
Well, who wasn't? Of course. Come on.
Hey, man. Plex said, bet's still on.
Yeah.
Bet is still on. For public optics, let's be clear. You guys say what you guys say. All right, we understand this. We're canceling the bet. Next thing you know, you're going to be behind. Yeah, man, bet's on.
I was reading an article that blew my mind. They said how you just don't make the bet public. I was like, whoa, never thought of that, who would write such a profound article like that? Hasn't gone on forever since the invention of sport, where some guy looked over at another guy and was like, I will bet you whatever you want to insert in there. All right. That's always been the case. There's been bets in locker rooms always made between guys. There's going to have to be a fine line at some point, though, right? When do you choose to step in to protect the game and the integrity of the game with gambling? And when do you look at it and just go, yeah, these dudes are just betting because they both want to win an award? How is this detrimental to the game in any way?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen teammates wager on in a locker room?
Girls.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's weird. They wager, though.
All right, well, listen, that counts. All right?
You asked. You want me to lie?
All right, so other than human beings, what else is the weirdest
You know what
thing?
was a weird thing that took place one time? It was a country dude. Dudes were gambling on grasshopper fights. They were catching grasshoppers, and they'd be like, I bet you my grasshopper could beat your grasshopper.
And they put them in the same cage.
They didn't put them on a cage. You just hold them up to one another, and they just start eating each other. It's the weirdest thing, man. But they was gambling. It's like this one caught a big one, and there was one that was a little one. The little one tore that big one up, and dude really lost. They bet $100-some on fighting grasshoppers. Yeah.
What was this, prison?
You said weird, man. Now you're going to ask about, and yes.
Really?
In some cases, we do things like prison, people in prison.
Old grasshoppers?
I used to.
How much were they wagering on grasshopper fights?
I used to do T-shirt, no top T-shirt on head Fridays in the weight room. We'd be in the weight room. Everybody be in the weight room with their shirt on.
Hey, how much were they gambling on grasshopper fights?
That was a couple $100, man. There was like 3 or 4. There was like 3 or 4 dudes that was they was country too. They joined in on that.
Yeah.
They was betting on it, man. They were holding these grasshoppers up to one another, and they was really eating each other, man. I watched it because I didn't understand it, and then you see it. It's that was pretty crazy.
Oh, my God.
Fighting grasshoppers.
Could you imagine if PETA had a problem with that? Someone heard this segment of our radio show. They send LaVar a letter. They're like, oh, how inhumane. How could
it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't. It wasn't me.
How could you let such an atrocity happen?
Good fight at least?
It was, David
how long
beat Goliath.
Did those take? Are there rounds
I
of that?
don't remember all of that.
How did you determine a winner?
You go out there, you see the grasshoppers flying around, you catch one, and then you put them, you hold it by their, I don't know, by their back legs or something like that. And then you hold it up, they hold theirs up, you put them together, and you see who lives.
I was on a trip one time, and they were trying to entice a group of us to go to a cockfight, which I had no desire to go to at that point. But it's yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen a cockfight.
Never?
I mean.
Suppose the talons on those things are ridiculous.
They are.
Yeah.
Jonas,
I'm not doing anything. Why am I getting heat for this?
LaVar's
trying to steer us down this road.
LaVar? Why does the guy be LaVar? Why you gotta blame everything on me?
You put on the farm. That was all you, Jonas.
I'm looking at your face. You're sitting there laughing at me. I'm like, what are you laughing about?
Jonas is the character from Superbad. Remember when he was in grade school and he's drawing all the pictures and stuff?
That's not.
Yeah, that's you, dude. You got a weird fascination.
Jonas' eyes lit up when you said cockfight. I mean, lit. Oh no, you haven't.
I didn't know that people still use troughs. Okay, so that's why I was a little confused by the whole thing. Grasshopper fights.
By the way, what's your favorite school? Favorite university, Jonas?
University of South Carolina.
Yeah, there you go.
USC.
Okay. Yeah, USC.
Why? What are you getting at?
Just it's unbelievable.
It's a Gamecock.
By the way, I was in the South this past weekend, and they still use troughs. They use troughs.
They call Hokies fighting. What is it? Fighting gobblers.
The what?
Yeah.
Hokies.
The Hokies.
Hokies.
The Hokies.
They call them the fighting gobblers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fighting gobblers. Otherwise could be a fighting cock.
That ain't me. Okay.
What do you mean that ain't you?
I'm not.
What do you mean?
I am not. This is not on me. Just want to be clear on that.
What do you mean?
Right, we're just trying
that's what it is.
We're just trying to get to the bottom of the scintillating report from Mike Florio uncovering how wagering goes on in the locker room. All right, that's
Thanks,
what we're trying
Mike.
to get. Yeah, we
Appreciate that.
it. So you can get that cleared up by
Dudes
him.
will bet on anything though. How much you lift in the gym that day. It's grasshopper fights, man. Like what?
What the what?
What the what?
Grasshopper. And the problem is there's somebody listening right now. It's like, it's a hell of an idea. Like they're going to do it today. They're going to pull 2 grasshoppers out and let them go one-on-one.
Bruh, it's the wildest thing ever. If you see it, it's wild. They just eat each other. Like somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. I'm telling you, it's the wildest thing ever. They go to work, though. I was intrigued by it. I ain't going to lie. I was intrigued.
Oh, man. Well, listen, good for them. And
somebody won a couple $100. I know that.
Yeah.
That grasshopper probably got like grand champion grasshopper still going around Ashburn right now. Just hanging out.
Yeah, probably lost a couple of limbs though, right?
No, that's probably that's the more dominant of grasshoppers out there. So it's offspring, they're probably out there chewing up all kinds of different grasshoppers.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And other insects.
Yeah.
Along with the grass and stuff like that,
Good point.
Yeah,